Good, happy Sunday morning, July 18, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Sunday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Sorry about that. We have a lot of news to get to this Sunday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, Rochester native among victims of Florida condo collapse. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Spend quality time this summer with family and friends in a relaxing and rejuvenating space where everyone can unwind and
When word of the June 24th collapse of Champlain Towers South Condominium Complex in Surfside, Florida, hit the family of Arnold and Maria Notkin, everyone felt helpless.
I just said wait, but the next day I had to go down and give DNA.
It would be over 2 weeks of waiting. The family notified last Sunday, just after a memorial for the couple, that Arnie had been identified. They were told about Maria, known by most as Miriam, on Wednesday.
I mean, the first responders are amazing because the weather has been horrible. It's hot, it's raining, and they never stopped.
He says all along, the families were treated like rock stars.
The first responders were amazing. Everybody down there was unbelievable, and everybody cared, and they had so much passion and heart.
The couple moved into their third-floor condo in 1994. They'd met and married the year before. Each had grown families. She was born in Cuba. He hailed from New Hampshire.
He grew up in Rochester, and he went to BU, and then after BU, he went to UM, and he just stayed down here. And in the summers, I would go up to Rochester to be with my grandparents.
Arnie told his kids it was a great place to grow up. He loved sports. His favorite photo, this one taken with Mickey Mantle, when Arnie was parks director for the city of Miami Beach, a phys ed teacher and coach who touched a lot of lives.
You always think your dad's the best, you know? But when people reinforce it and tell you these things, it makes me really proud. You know, and same with Miriam. Miriam was an amazing woman.
Arnold's family hopes someone from his Rochester days might remember his dad and have some stories to share. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Team West beats Team East in annual Chad All-Star football game. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
My old roof was an asphalt roof. It was really starting to look ragged. It's an island house. I wanted it to blend in better. So
Londonderry Lancer Jake Nahr, who was killed in a car accident in March, remembered as an honorary captain. His Lancer teammates carried the number 2 jersey that he would have worn in the game. He had already been picked for the game when the accident happened. Team West is in white, a hot day for football for sure. They set the tone on defense right away. Jason Campo, Nashua South, sacks East quarterback Kyle Gora of Malvern. Campo had 8 tackles, including 4 for a loss. Goffstown quarterback Jared Hanault, big day, 43-yard quarterback run down to the 2-yard line. That set up the only touchdown of the first half, 7-0 West at the break. Hanault rushed for 98 yards. Third quarter, big play for West on special teams. Michael Maroon from Souhegan blocks the punt in the end zone. That's a safety, 9-0 West leads. East gaining some momentum, but then this, Jeremy Hanault, the pick 6 touchdown, returned to 23 yards. Jeremy is the twin brother of Jared, 16-0 West. Fourth quarter, East not wanting to be shut out. Gora with a nice touch pass to Windham's Weston Lippold. See you later, 78 yards touchdown, 23-6 the lead for West. And they added one more, West did, a 3-yard pass from Souhegan's Austin Jane to Alex Zwickow of Bedford. In front of 1,247 fans, Team West wins 29-6. The twin Hanault brothers were named as co-MVPs of the game. How happy are their parents? And Chad is the big winner with over $210,000 raised.
Well, honestly, I heard his name. I didn't know I was winning too. I heard his name and I'm like, get out there. And he's like, hey, you're coming too. So it was pretty sweet. It was one last time for the Hinault brothers, and we went out with a bang. I never thought a week of practice would bring a team together like this, but it was a special moment. And then to have the pick six at the end, to see the whole team behind me, the chemistry was there. And I think we came in, and we knew what we could do, and we just took care of business.
I mean, they got a lot of big guys. They came out hard. They hit us well. I think we played a good game. We had a lot of fun. I mean, we raised a lot of money for the kids, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. So it was a good week.
It was already a bonus to be able to just go out there one last time and compete with some great players. But the greater view is just a phenomenal cause.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Loudon businesses see uptick in customers during race weekend. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Come see Darla and Hildy at Clark's Bears in Lincoln, New Hampshire. Visit clarksbears.com to reserve your tickets today.
Ridiculous. Crazy.
Arofili Roselle and her husband Alex, owners of Brookside Pizza in Loudon, say their customer count is the highest it's been in years.
My parents started the store. This is our 5 years by ourselves, and this is one of the busiest, actually the busiest one we've had yet.
Race weekend is not only vital to them, but other area businesses as well.
Super important. It gets us ahead so that we can do some renovations and all that stuff, get kids bonuses, whoever's working here.
After taking a hit last year because of fewer crowds due to COVID-19 limitations, Brookside Pizza is relieved the Speedway can now host its max capacity of 76,000 fans. The increase in foot traffic means an increase in business.
We have catering, last minute, like 20 pizzas, you name it, people coming and going all day long. It's ridiculous. It's crazy, definitely, but it's fun.
Further down Route 106, Macris Lobster and Steakhouse is also seeing some financial relief.
I mean, last year was kind of a bust because of COVID, and this year we see it coming back. So it's a good feeling.
Owner James Macris says his team has been busy since fans started rolling into town earlier in the week.
We've had a good week, good people. It's nice to see people we haven't seen in a couple of years, and they're all back and up and moving around.
And now if you're feeling you want to get in on the fun, you still have time. There are tickets still available for tomorrow's main race. You can find those by heading over to nhms.com. Reporting in Loudon, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire Motorcycle Club holds fundraiser for Special Olympics. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Spend quality time this summer with family and friends in a relaxing and rejuvenating space where everyone can
After being sidelined for more than a year because of the pandemic, the more than 3,000 Special Olympic athletes in New Hampshire are starting their training again. And today, that work got a big boost from the Iron Legacy Motorcycle Club. They went on a 42-mile ride from Hooksett to Raymond and back again to raise money for Special Olympics.
We appreciate organizations like Iron Legacy and others around the state that run these fundraisers for Special Olympics New Hampshire. We do as much as we can to support these fundraisers. It is much appreciated.
A barbecue with a band followed the ride. All the money raised today will stay in the Granite State. Special Olympians are preparing to take part in the USA Games in Orlando, Florida, coming up in June of 2022.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. DC police confirm 3 people shot outside Nationals Park Stadium. Let's take a listen to that video from Fox 5, Washington, D.C.
Back now with an update on our breaking news outside of Nationals Park. An exchange of gunfire between 2 vehicles. A Nationals fan caught in the crossfire, so to speak, recovering from a gunshot wound tonight. There was no active shooting situation inside of the stadium, but for the fans, the players, briefly, it certainly felt like something like that was happening. We want to go live to Sierra Fox, who has been outside of Nats Park. Sierra, what is the latest?
Lauren, we are still here on South Capitol Street in Southeast, hours after gunfire was heard inside Nats Park. You can see there's still a large police presence out here on scene. They're starting to clear out. But you've been hearing from me all night and officials, but I want you to hear from fans, the people who were inside the ballpark when this happened. Right now, I have Rich, Danielle, and JL with me. Thank you so much for joining Fox 5 Live. Can you just tell me what happened when you were inside?
Well, I mean, I think you saw a whole bunch of people scrambling and kind of running out. And so, of course, you don't wait to find out what's happening. You run with everybody else, right? So I think that was the crux of the matter, is trying to find out what's going on. Rather than waiting and being curious, I think everybody was essentially following everybody that was running out. And unfortunately, some people did get, run over, and little kids and things of that nature. So I think, the pandemonium, of course, kind of freaked people out.
Danielle, you told me Rich saved someone. Can you explain?
Yeah, so actually one of the workers was like telling us we needed to leave, so we all started to run out. And her and I ran out together, holding hands, running. People were falling in front of us. Small child fell, and he picked up the small child. We got separated. He took the small child into one of the restaurants, and they hid. And then we reunited with his parents afterward.
JL, you're enjoying the Nats playing inside the ballpark with your family, and this happens. Can you tell me what you heard and how you were feeling?
It was really crazy because people just it was like a giant group of people, and people were just yelling. And random people, there were different pieces of information coming from everybody. Like we heard gunshots, it's in the stadium. People didn't really have a clear picture of what actually happened. So people were just panicking.
Man, well, we are glad you all are safe. And again, as Lauren has been mentioning and reiterating, this all happened outside the ballpark. No one inside was hurt. We're so glad you guys are safe and sound. But the thing that I keep hearing out here is you never think it'll happen to you, right? Or a situation like that.
Yeah, no, you don't. And then we got out, and then the ballpark is announcing, stay in. And I'm like, oh no, we're out. What? Where do we go? What do we do? So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. It's kind of a relaxing night, and then that happens.
Do you all live here in D.C.?
Yeah.
Gun violence. That's been a topic that continues to be discussed. Just last night, less than 24 hours ago, 6-year-old girl shot and killed. When you hear about things like this happening right outside a fun venue, what's going through your head?
Right. I mean, you're always on edge, right? I mean, you never know what to expect. I mean, from New York, so it's kind of like that's just how everybody is. Everybody's kind of prepared for whatever, and then we're both prior military as well, so kind of always prepared, but the common person is not. And so you can't expect everybody to have a calm reaction to things like that. The natural reaction to anything that happens like that is of course, panic. And when you got kids involved and families involved, of course, that's the result.
Well, thank you both for your service, and thank you both, all 3 of you, so much for taking the time to speak with me. Lauren, we'll go ahead and send it back into you in the studio.
Thank you, Sierra. It makes you tear up a little bit to think about a young child separated from their parents during all of that. So glad that everybody there is okay, that you talked to, and hopefully these injuries all sound like they're relatively minor. But we'll continue to bring you updates here on the air and also online, and we will be right back with some more news after the break.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. Goodbye, everyone.